Yeah, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath, and I just like to do these little talks on how I feel about things, how I see the world with all my clariers, my abilities, my psychic abilities, my intuitivenesses. There, Benny, settle down. I got a cat over here under the sun and chair, and Benny's on top of the sun and chair. I had to take Tucker down to the veterinarian this morning and drop him off for a dental. I don't like it. I don't like when anybody or any person, anything I love goes under, because, we're never guaranteed that we get back the same person that left. We never do. It's just when people go into their minds, they don't always come back. When they go really far within, they don't always come back. Anyway, I feel good though, even though I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I mean, physically, because the last 3 days I've had a migraine that in my eyeballs and behind my eyeball, and I just have not felt good. And when people don't feel good, as far as I'm concerned, all else goes out the window. Like nothing else matters, And I look around at a society where people don't feel good, mostly emotional stuff, I was listening to a talk that one of my viewers sent me, the antidote to loneliness and social isolation, and that's one of the reasons why I do these, because it's something I've been first with. See, I've always spoken from my heart ever since I was a little girl. I would say things because I didn't want to wonder, so I would just ask questions, and I would ask questions, hard questions, painful questions, like, hey, I don't know what to call you. You're my father. Do you think we could spend time together so I could get to know you? And then my responses would be, what do you expect me to do? Ignore everyone else just to spend time with you? And then later on in life, you don't get to complain about your childhood, stuff like that. See, people that have been given advantages, they don't understand what it's like to not have them. So they come from a place of arrogance, ignorance. They don't know what they do, People that have not struggled and suffered don't know what it's like to struggle and suffer, so they're not going to be as inclined to help those that are. See, I think it's backwards. I think a lot of people that have wanted things along a certain way for a long time, they got it backwards. We're supposed to be able to speak openly about our feelings. We're supposed to be able to go into our boss and be like, you know what, freaking all this is happening, I don't know how to deal with it, and then they're supposed to help you, work with you, not keep you from being employed because, they can already anticipate you not being there, because because I have a mom that I look after, and sometimes I gotta go check on her and stuff like that, and it don't always happen at break time, but I've never once had an employer that has been sympathetic to that, ever, not once. If anything, it's kept me from getting jobs, and that's backwards. We're family's supposed to be first. People. We're not supposed to be sending our loved ones off to freaking facilities where they pay $4 or $5 a month for rent to live, to suck up their resources. It's just this parasitic freaking mentality. People wanting to you have very few people wanting to do very little for a lot, and then having the expectation of having the rest of the nation do a lot with very little, and it's freaking twisted, and it's backwards, and the division is crumbling down. It's all coming down. People are supposed to be able to talk about their feelings, and when they're scared, they should just be able to go to the doctor and tell your doctor of how you're feeling about stuff without freaking worrying about they're just going to put you on some freaking pill that could have the potential to make you psychotic. They look in the backgrounds of these kids shooting people. They're on pills, antipsychotic, psychotic. You don't know. You're playing with science, for profit. It's all for money. So I think that, the way I see it, as soon as people become more important than money, the earth will change. Until then, we're going to keep getting what we get, because money matters more. Yeah, money matters more. It does. You know, people have to buy the newest, latest, and greatest, have the top. And the thing about it is the new, latest, and greatest ain't that reliable anyway. I don't know if I was gonna go live this morning and I couldn't because there's buttons missing in Chrome and I can't go live on freaking in Safari on YouTube. You know, people are freaking. I see a lot of like spiritual, and other spiritual type folks have talked about it this in the last couple of years, how people are going to get fed up and going to get tired of doing the spiritual route thing and just, you know, they're going to succumb and they're just going to go freaking sell some stuff to people that they don't need, you know, and perpetuate the the cycle. Fact of the reality is there's so many possibilities for so many different outcomes, so many different timelines. You just got to be open and, you know, whatever happens, happens. I pray that Tucker is well. I envision him coming home this afternoon. Well, you know, and he'll get to have dinner and we'll get to go on with our merry way for another little while of his health and wellness, and, you know, and there's a possibility that he could not come home today. So that's why it's important not to tie yourself to any outcome unless it's for your highest good. Unless it's for your highest good, because we manifest everything happen. How many times have you thought of something and it's happened? It's because we make it happen. We make our own realities. It's a freaking trip. It's weird. It is true. It's true. And people think that they're which is also weird because at the same time it manifests itself sometimes because the universe has such a freaking funny sense of humor. It can come out sideways and backwards, but it's still, if you look at it, this outcome is how you wanted it, you know? Mom came through and started being in a little bit better mood yesterday, which always makes me feel better. She was even very supportive last night, and I allowed her to be, because that is not a part of our dynamic that has ever been, you know? Because there have been times that she's told me things would be okay, and I knew that they wouldn't, and they weren't, you know? Because I read energy. Energy doesn't lie, you know? People can't lie about how they feel anymore. You cannot live on this planet and not become more sensitive. And we are not intended, human beings are not made to stuff their emotions down, and ignore them and cover them up with booze and food and opiates and all this escapism. It's not. If you just go into the emotion, feel the emotion, share the emotion, it makes the emotion smaller. But people don't even want to look at it. Because they're tying an outcome. It's not for their highest good. Yeah. Things happen to us all the time. How we respond to it, it's how we show up in life, you know? That's how we designate if our life is peaceful or if our life is chaotic. I choose peace, contentment. There's too many people lonely. There's too many people on the planet for too many people to be lonely. I'm not just talking about the ones that are like isolated, you know, elderly people, you know, socially awkward people. I'm not talking about them, you know. I'm talking about people that are surrounded by their families and friends. I see it. You know, well-balanced people are not obese. They are not obese. I have never once met one spiritual that was like completely balanced that was obese. That wasn't, because you recognize it when you are balanced and you're and enough that, you know, you care enough about yourself to watch what you eat. You care enough about yourself to be careful about what you put in your body. That's why I was eating sugar for a couple of days because things were rough. And when I feel like drinking, I eat sugar. I eat more sweet. So now I'm not. Now I'm more of a cleaning, a detox type. Not detox so much, but I'm more like juice and water these days. I just eat what my body wants, you know. We're all just vibrations, and vibrations are emotions in the frequency. That's all that they are. mean, think about when you get scared. Think about how many people have had traumatic childhoods that were scared when they were a kid, so now they don't like surprise parties because their body remembers the vibration of that fear, and they don't know, until they process with the rest of their senses. It takes a minute for them to come into knowing, okay, these are my friends, this is a surprise party or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Post-traumatic stress, everybody has had, it's hard to not be on this planet without having to had to experience it. And for the group of people that have not, never seen a gnarly car accident, never seen, nobody hit by a car, never seen nothing bad ever happen in your life, well, the thing is we're spirits living, having a human experience, and you're not having the fullest human experience unless you experience the entire gamut, and that's what is happening now. People are experiencing the entire gamut. So all that nasty stuff too. The good news is, for a lot of us have all felt that lower vibrational stuff in the first part, that we'll get to we'll have enough. We'll get to feel the good stuff in the latter part. That's what the goal is. Providing freaking egos, don't take us out first, because egos are supposed to be a tool to keep us in check. They're not supposed to freaking ruin the world. So when people are out buying so much stuff and make themselves inside, it's the same as drinking and boozing and all that stuff. It's retail therapy. So hopefully people are coming in touch more with themselves and their sensitive sides, and becoming more free and finding more people that they can freely talk to. So word is people are supposed to come in more with their soul tribes and people that they're in alignment. So that's good news. So if you're looking for friends, be a friend. Maybe you'll find a friend. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.